Hey you guys, how's it going? So I finally got my you know what together today to put together my junk journal collection kit that I am going to list on Etsy. So I thought I should basically show you what's in there. And this kit, I'm going to say, I don't like saying kit. I mean, even though it sort of is, it's more of just like a collection of stuff. But anyway, um, it is sort of neutral. Like it's not really themed any particular way. It's basically very similar to the way I make my journals and a lot of the same, I'm going to call them ingredients. So, just as an example, something like this little mini that's made out of a file folder, you could make something very, very similar to this using a lot of the stuff that's included here. Obviously, I'm not including everything that I used in making this little guy. But, with your own stuff and all that, you could definitely put something very, very similar together. So, and what I did was I basically included things that I know that I could do at least 20 times, So I'm going to list 20 of these, and we'll see what happens. I may at some point wind up doing more of a themed collection, like a children's childhood type of thing, or like a floral garden type of thing, or even maybe, like more like what's the word, like mystical type of stuff, tarot and all that. But at this point I'm just going neutral, so you could basically take this any direction you want. And of course a lot of this stuff you could use in other projects, right? So included in the kit, basically I'm going to start from the outside and work in. Okay, let me put this all over here. Now, all of this, I did test it out, and it all fits in a priority mail envelope. It's going to be a tight fit, okay? But I'll get it in there. So I'll be able to ship priority in an envelope. And so I think it's about $7 for shipping or something like that. So, but it'll be more specific on the shop. So, okay. So to start out, I'm going to include 2 hanging file folders, and I've gone ahead and just cut off the metal part that goes on the top, so that they will fit in the envelope. These are great. They're super sturdy. They've got some natural or some creases that are already pre-made. So, I mean, you could turn these 2 file folders into, 4, 6, 8 journals if you wanted to. I mean, if you cut this in half, fold it down the center, you could make 4 journals, 4 minis out of 1 folder. So that's pretty cool. And then, kind of to get you started, I'm going to include 10 sheets of patterned coffee dyed paper. So I'm trying to, go with sort of a similar color scheme in there. I like to add a little bit of a splash, so I added some pink in there. But I think this is a pretty good, pretty neutral yet patterned selection. And, I'm sure you guys have seen these papers before. I just, I don't remember what the collection is or anything like that, but but they're coffee dyed. So this is basically, I think this is like an 8x12 piece. So I've trimmed part of it off to use in minis. So there's 10 sheets of patterned coffee dyed paper. And then I'm going to include 10 sheets of plain white coffee dyed paper. And these are all going to be different. This is actually like a presentation paper that I used. It's like an Avery presentation paper. I like the texture of it. But I will make sure that I use at least a 24-pound paper because I do coffee dye and dry it in the oven. I try really hard to not let it, cook too long so that it gets really brittle. But that 24-pound paper generally is pretty sturdy, so I will include 10 sheets of that. And then I will also include 4 sheets of tracing paper or onion skin paper. Okay, so that's going to depend on my stock, what I have on hand. The onion skin paper is just as sturdy and it's super cool as tracing paper. So, and you can coffee dye this. So that, and then I'll also include 2 sheets. I have to fold these in half because, they won't fit in the envelope otherwise, but 2 sheets of Canson. It's like the mixed media paper, or it's not the watercolor paper, but it's somewhere between the mixed media paper and the watercolor paper. But it's sort of heavy. You can make tags out of this. So I'll put 2 sheets of that in there. These are coffee dyed. Okay, and then we'll do 4 sheets of music paper. Okay, so these are going to be random. I'll try to do the larger sheets. If I wind up doing smaller sheets, I'll add a couple extra. Okay. But I will, make sure that there's music printed on both sides. And just so you know, like I always look for music paper that has, notations in it and that kind of stuff. So you may wind up with paper that has, whoever the musician was making notes and stuff in the margins and things like that, because I just think it looks cool. And then I'll do an assortment of, now these are all going to be vintage paper, vintage book papers. And they're going to be assorted. They're going to be different. Each kit is going to be a little bit different, but I will try to do an assortment of sizes. So I'll do at least 10. You may wind up with some double sheets, okay, but I'm going to count this as 1. So I'll try to at least include a few that are like a double spread like that. I decided, out of the kindness of my heart, to go ahead and share some of the aircraft maintenance book, and you're welcome. Some of the, this is some of the, I have a ton of the law book paper, so I'll definitely include some of that. There's a double. So they're all pretty neat, and these are book pages that I use in my journals. So, anyway, so that, and then there's a sheet of the typing paper. So please understand, I can't guarantee exactly what book paper you're going to get, but I will put my heart and soul into making sure that, it's a good selection and that it's stuff that I would definitely use, So then this is like sewing themed, I guess. Anyway, and I don't trim them or anything like that. So if they're torn, they're torn. If you want to trim them, that's totally on you. So, okay, so there's that. And then, there's kind of a random assortment of some like other paper stuff. Like, I don't necessarily want to call it ephemera, but it's ephemeral, I guess. So here's some guest checks. So I'll do 5 guest checks, and I'm just ripping them out of the book. Okay, so they're going to be torn like that. And then some receipts. These are like double, copy receipts or whatever. And then some order forms. There's a couple of order forms with the copy on the back. I'll put a piece of pattern tissue, at least something this size in there, and then a page of telephone messages with the copy attached. Okay, so those, and then I'll do an assortment of, since I have a ton of them, the bridge score sheets. Okay, so these are also going to be assorted. You might get different ones, but I'll include at least, let's see, how many I put here? 5, 6, So I put 7 here. So we'll do 7 bridge score sheets, and then a couple of the time cards. Okay, this is the style of time card that I have right now, so they're blank on the back. And then some other like card type stuff. I'll add 2 postcards. Okay, 2 vintage postcards. You know, they may be both black and white, they may be both colored, they may be, you know, newer 70s style postcards, or, you know, super old turn of the century postcards. But I'll do 2 postcards. A couple of these weird game cards, I don't really even remember what the game is. I've said that a couple times. If anybody knows what this game is or where these came from, what game they came from, will you please let me know? Because I don't know. Anyway, I like them because they have really cool images on them, you know. Anyway, and then a couple of larger flashcards. I don't like the big, huge, tall ones. I like this size. But so I'll do a couple of those. And then where's the other ones? I have these little smaller flashcards too. So I'll do 2 of those. And then I'll do 10 playing cards. Okay, 10 random playing cards. Those are all vintage cards, you know. And then we'll do 5 sheets of Monopoly money. And then I'll include one of these. They're the Cavallini book plates. It's actually a sticker, you know, the butterfly one. So those. Let's put this back together. And then also going to do 5, 10 like tags. Okay, so 5 shipping tags. This is like a medium size. It's like 2 by 4.5 or something. And then 5 merchandise tags. These are not coffee dyed or anything like that, but they do coffee dye pretty well. So, you know, you can consider doing that. And then also got a whole bunch of these type of cards, so I'm going to include some of these. I've got these little science formula cards. These are like some kind of biology, you know, scientist cards. I don't know. They're cool though. And then I'll do 2 library cards. Okay, these are the kind you would put in the front pocket, like the checkout cards. And then I'll add 4 of these card file cards, the library card file cards, in each assortment or collection or whatever. And then some bags. Okay, we'll do, or these are envelopes, excuse me. So I'm going to do some glassine bags. Now these are from the shipment of glassine bags that you guys saw, you know, I made a video of. So I'm going to do 10 of them in each collection. So these are used, you know, they're all somewhat discolored. Some of them have some stamping on them. Look at that, 110 bucks. Wow. These are from a stamp collector. So they're going to have some writing on them. They're all, you know, super cool. So some of them don't have writing on them. And, you know, I'm going to try to limit the special requests as much as possible with this, just because I just want to be able to actually get these shipped as quickly as possible. So I'm making it as simple as I can on myself, but including a good selection, I think. And then I'll do 4 of these kind of cream colored little envelopes. Okay, paper envelopes. And then bags. We'll do like an assortment of bags. So I'll do some of the French fry bags. So let's see, how many I put in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll do at least 7 French fry bags. Okay, I have a ton of them, so I might do more than that. And then we'll do 2 popcorn bags. Those coffee dye really well. And then these are paper sandwich bags. They're very lightly waxed paper, but they're a good size, you know, and you can do a lot with them. You can, you know, fold them, cut that in half, and make this into 4 bags or whatever, you know. So I'm going to do 4 of those, and then 2 of these larger waxed paper bags. These are big. These are bigger than what I was expecting them to be when I ordered them, but that's okay. We can work with that. So these are 9 by 10, so they're kind of big, but they're pretty versatile. You know, you could even just cut this apart and just use the paper in your journal. Okay, let me put this stuff kind of away. All right, and then I am going to include some fabric, very neutral fabrics, okay? Like these will go with just about any kind of theme. So I'll do a piece of duck cloth. I'll make sure it's at least 11 by 12, okay? We'll do a 12 by 12. I'll make sure it's at least a 12 by 12 piece of duck cloth in the natural, okay? And then I will include a piece of the green. And we'll make sure that that's at least a 12 by 12 as well. Okay, maybe a little bigger than that, but I won't go smaller than that. And then the ticking cloth, this is, this is 10 by 9. This just happens to be a piece I had already. So I'll make sure this is at least a 12 by 12 also. And then the red, okay? Yeah, so we'll do 12 by 12 of each of those fabrics. Okay, and those can get used in any way, and these all tear beautifully. You can just snip the edge and tear it. Okay, and then I will include a regular size bag of the junk journal salad. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in this bag, okay, that you can use throughout your journals, and for whatever, It's basically just a little bit of everything I have in my studio that's kind of fabric related or trim related. So I'll do one package of that in each collection. Get it all back in here. I just wanted you to see, like, it kind of is a lot, once that bag is open. And you can use this stuff in little clusters, like little layered, cluster type things, or, as tabs on your pages and stuff like that. So, all right. And then lastly, I've got some additional stuff here. So I'm going to add a piece of seam binding that you can use for closures, or you can wrap it around your journal, that kind of thing. You can use it to tie your book shut or whatever. So I'll make sure and include at least, a yard of seam binding, okay? And this I dyed with alcohol ink. If you want just white, that's the only thing that I'm saying I could really customize on that. If you just want white, that's fine if you want to, dye it yourself. Otherwise, I'll try to choose a color that kind of goes with the pattern paper. And then I'll do a couple different types of twine or cord for stitching your book together. So here I've just got black and white. This is a waxed cotton. This is just like a cotton twine, And then a couple of the little black hair ties. I'll put those in there. And then I'll include 10 paper clips, 5 gold and 5 silver, and these are kind of the small ones. And then I'll do 2 of the Tim Holtz hitch posts. Okay. Oh, this one's stuck on the paper clip. Come off of there. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'll do 2 of the Tim Holtz hitch posts. Okay. I'm not including eyelets in the collection just because I feel like, everybody has eyelets. So, and then I'll do a 1x2 bag of buttons. Okay, these are going to be random, assorted vintage buttons. Okay, and then I will also do a bag of postage stamps. There's probably you know, 25 stamps in here. And these are going to be completely random too. These are from a lot that I purchased that are like international stamps. And most of them are off paper, but I would say about, well, maybe half of them are on paper, meaning that they're still attached to the paper from the envelope. So there we go. That's my collection, and I'm gonna have to consider what I'm gonna list this for. I am thinking about $40, between $40 and $45 for this collection, mainly because there's a lot in here. You know, there's like 40 different items in this collection. And, you know, you could honestly make probably 6 or 8 journals out of, you know, all the stuff that's included here. So that's what we'll do for now. And then, you know, and I think that that's really actually a pretty fair price considering. So check it out on Etsy. I'll have it listed sometime within the next few hours. And let me know what you think, you know. And if, you know, you have any suggestions about future collections, things that you'd like to see, that kind of stuff, I'd be happy to hear about that. So, and also just created a new group on Facebook for, you know, anybody who is like-minded as far as, you know, feeling like junk journaling is a collaboration of, you know, or well, yeah, I guess it's a collaboration, but it's connected to all kinds of different forms of art and things that we do. So, you know, from like art tiles to jelly plate printing and that kind of stuff. So just a place where we can all kind of get together and share. And if you're interested in joining the Facebook group, it's Junk Journal Connections. And, you know, you can find us there. So just send a request if you're interested. But anyway, go ahead, like the video, thumbs up on the video. That would be awesome. And then send me a message on Etsy if you have any, you know, questions directly related to an order or something like that. I'm pretty quick about responding. And don't forget, I do have a 20% off a $100 merchandise purchase on my shop right now. I'll put the coupon code in the description. And I guess that's about it. So as usual, 22-minute video. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, you know, leave your comments on the, you know, below, and have a great evening. Okay, you guys, love you. Bye.